First of all, congratulations for securing success in this UPSC examination 2025 results. And it's also a wonderful thing that you have appeared from the public administration option.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
And most importantly, the scores which you have secured in the optional subject can become a source of inspiration for the younger aspirants who are willing to appear in this examination by choosing PubEd optional. And that is the main purpose of the discussion today.
I initially completed GS subjects, and in that I did polity first and then geography. So the interest was more towards the polity subject, and then we usually start searching for the options that we can explore. So मैंने बहुत सारे subjects explore करे because मैंने polity and geography पढ़ा था. So I used to think कि I can take something related to these two only. So and polity में ज़्यादा interest था. Then I came across public administration as an option itself. कि that also exists, and it includes the polity part, something related to it.
Absolutely.
And then I studied about it, and moreover my interest was also in that subject. So I took the public administration.
Does this subject also helps at the stage of prelim?
So at prelim stage, we can say that the public administration do help in a certain way, not directly, but yes, indirectly, because we get to learn about constitutional bodies in public administration itself. We get to learn about the administrative aspect. So it helps in analysis of the questions that comes in prelims. For example, any scheme related question comes. So we can analyze it from administration perspective कि ये option हो सकता है कि ये administration choose करेगी. This option will not, because it will not be feasible by the administration itself.
Correct.
So it helps in analyzing those questions which are more of analytical. क्योंकि UPSC ने इस बार prelims के papers more of analysis डाले, not direct questions.
True.
So it will help in that.
How much score did you get in the public administration optional?
Sir, I scored 296 in the public administration option.
296?
Yes, sir.
Are these for real? Specifically for paper 1 of PubEd and paper 2 of PubEd? Because paper 1 helps to develop the concept part and paper 2 is all about Indian administration. So just divide your answer into two parts. First for PubEd paper 1 and the second part for the PubEd paper 2.
So first I would like to clarify that the preparation is different for both the papers, paper 1 and paper 2. But when you write answers, you have to link both the papers.
Right.
Because when I was writing paper 1 answer, I used to link it with paper 2 examples.
True.
That comes in examples. That.
True.
And sir, I used to make graph. For example, there is a question on NPA which came recently in the current paper only. So I made graph of the timeline of NPA when how did it originate, what was the timeline of that. And then I used to not only write about the thinkers, but I used to divide it into certain paragraphs. For example, I wrote the introduction in the paper. Then I briefly describes what the topic is about. For example, the topic is about NPA only. So I used to make a diagram about it and write certain points related to NPA. What is NPA? And what are the concepts related to it? What does the point entails about? And then I used to start the answers in an analytical manner, that we say in a positive way, in a negative way also. And then conclude the answer in a way forward, or we can write the way forward linking it with paper 2.
Right, absolutely.
So I did that in paper 1.
Your answer writing strategy includes a combination of a basic introduction and conceptual explanation. Is it? Can we say that your answers are 40 to 50% based on conceptual explanation, including intro, and remaining 50% of your answers are part of analysis?
Analysis, yes.
Along with the way forward, is it?
Yes, along with the way forward.
Right. And how much marks did you score in your paper 1 of PubEd?
So I scored 146.
That's a wonderful. That is reflecting also, because that is reaching to the 60%, very close to 60% of the mark, and that can be one of the reason to get this wonderful rank also.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Definitely.
What about paper 2? Paper 2 of PubEd?
Sir, in paper 2 also we cannot write the answers in syllabus. We have to link it with paper 1. So, but there is a different approach in paper 2. What we do in paper 1 is that if there is question related to thinkers, I used to write it in paragraph format, and some answers in the line format. But in paper 2, mostly in point format, not in word. So the same goes the introduction. We have to give introduction, and I used to give introduction in why there is a question on president. We can say there is a question on current affairs only. For example, the Niti Aayog question was there. So I did not wrote about what is Niti Aayog, but I wrote why Niti Aayog originated. What was the idea behind the origination of the Niti Aayog?
Correct.
So that gave an edge, extra maybe half marks or 1 marks in that concept. Then I again used to make a diagram, for example, Niti Aayog only. So I used to make a diagram of Niti Aayog, and then I used to write points related to it. This is a not constitutional body, so I wrote about it and linked it with thinker. For example, I'll give an example of governor itself. So that includes linking pin model. So I just not wrote about governor, but the article related to governor and a thinker which is related to that concept. For example, the linking pin model.
It's like for linking pin model. model.
Yes, sir.
Right.
And then the positives and negatives and way forward.
Right. And your Niti Aayog for line and staff agency, Gulick.
Yes, sir.
Gulick,
Yes, sir.
either of them. Otherwise, both of them can be suitable.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
That is what is a wonderful approach, and that is also reflecting in the marks you have scored in the paper 2 score is 150. That's why. Means this is a wonderful thing that there's no big difference between paper 1 and paper 2. So I have opted approach because that's point in paper 2. It helps to do the analysis from administrative perspective.
Yes,
and
sir.
when you use the example of Indian administration in paper 1, it shows that you are understanding organization plus the Indian bureaucracy for future. And
yes, sir.
That's why there's no such big gap between the paper 1 score as well as paper 2 score, and it's a wonderful score you have get, which is 59% plus marks in the optional paper, and that is a decisive role in the overall selection.
Yes, sir, definitely, I would say. And sir, I would like to sum up if I wrote answers in what way. Is that I mostly gave focus on thinkers, examples, and current topics.
Right.
And I mostly wrote about it. So if anyone would like to answer, how should we answer? What are the 3 concepts? I would say thinkers, examples, and current.
Absolutely.
And focus on these.
Absolutely. A question in this discussion. As you have studied this paper, PubEd 1, paper 2 as well, how much it was useful to write quality and governance answers in the GS paper?
So first, that what we have analyzed talk through this only, that जैसे हम articles करते हैं, हम judiciary के cases करते हैं, हम governance के example करते हैं जो paper 2 में Indian administration में है. So these can directly be used in GS2 papers, polity, governance. So examples, e-governance के जो examples we used to write in the Indian administration paper 2 में हम पढ़ते हैं, citizens charter है sir, and other institutional bodies भी है जो हम पढ़ते हैं, तो that can be used as an example. तो वो आपको एक extra value addition देता है GS2 में. And so जैसे central government है, state government है, वो subject तो directly linked है ही, वो तो help करती हैं.
Means polity में usually we get 12 to 14 questions in the GS paper 2. That's
yes,
general number. A range is between 12 to 14 questions because
14,
there will be IR questions also, and 2 questions on social justice will also be there.
Yes.
So out of 12 questions, if asked in the polity and governance, we can easily answer 9 to 10 questions based on our PubEd understanding, because fundamentally we don't study in PubEd.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We don't study in PubEd. Rest entire polity and governance portion we covered in the Indian administration as a syllabus.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? And have you used your knowledge of PubEd analysis while writing the GS answer?
Yes, sir. In 15 marker questions, because in 10 marker question there is limitation of the space.
Right.
But in 15 marker questions, what I adopted the strategy that I did in public administration itself, that I gave the introduction. Then I gave a brief introduction of the topic itself that we used to do in public administration by making a small diagram.
True.
For example, there was a question on constitutional morality. So I again made a diagram after introduction of constitutional morality, then gave certain points related to it, what it is about. Is it a judicial interpretation, or it is itself mentioned in the constitution, or any case related to it? That gave an extra edge, I believe.
Right. Because there are people in the market who generally say that, see, don't use your optional knowledge while writing the GS paper. And that's why I'm asking you, okay, if I have an edge in the topic, why will I let it go?
Yes,
I have to score. It's a competition, na? If something is my, you can say, if something is my strength, I have to play to my strength. It's a competition. So if I know some extra points, some extra articles, some extra analysis from my optional paper, which can be directly useful for the GS, why will I let it go? I will definitely present that one in the answer and will be able to fetch a marks. In GS paper 4 means how PubEd was useful in your ethics, integrity, and aptitude paper.
That also entails, I would say, the most important role, because PYQ is the best test series. I would say that if anyone has to go through any test series, I would say take a PYQ paper and write it. That is the best test you can give.
Absolutely.
And so PYQ helps in analysis of the kind of questions that are coming. Because in public administration, this is an option, not a GS subject. Because then, and specifically in paper 1 also, the subject and the syllabus is defined and cannot go beyond that.
True.
And the PYQ will help in analyzing the topics from which it is coming, and the topics which can be which are more repeated in the question. So that is there. So the PYQ help me in a more certain positive way.
Right. So PYQs, it is always suggested that, see, the question may not be repeated, but the topic will for the analysis part, and we can structure that thing by alternative words, by alternative ideas, and it helps us to identify that which topic is more important and which topic I can just keep average.
Yes, sir. And it will also help in understanding the language of the questions that the UPSC is asking.
Absolutely true, because that helps us also to identify the language trend. Language trend is equally important to the questions trend. Question trend तो topic आएगा और जाएगा, but जो language कभी-कभी change हो जाता है, that we will start thinking also with the alternative languages कि अच्छा इस word को कैसे replace कर दिया. एक word से पूरा easy question भी बहुत बार जो है people make a misinterpretation.
Yes, sir, because the topic is defined. If Max Weber के बारे में कुछ पूछ रहा है तो वो Max Weber का positive negative ही पूछ रहा है. But language is so confusing कि हम समझ नहीं पाते.
एक बार क्या हुआ कि गवर्नर का क्वेश्चन था और उन्होंने गवर्नोटोरियल दे दिया टर्म.
Yes.
अब वो गवर्नोटोरियल जब पहली बार कोई पढ़ता है तो वो पहले तो प्रोनाउंस भी नहीं हो पाता कि किस ऑफिस के बारे में बात कर ली है.
Yes,
तो गवर्नर और नोटोरियस को मिलाकर के वो गवर्नोटोरियल टर्म बना दिया, एंड इट वाज लाइक अ सरप्राइजिंग थिंग कि क्या ही पूछना चाह रहे हैं उसके बारे में. सो इट इज दैट PYQ आर द बेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ टेस्ट सीरीज टू प्रिपेयर फॉर दिस एग्जामिनेशन एंड स्ट्रक्चर द आंसर्स अकॉर्डिंग टू द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द प्रेजेंट ट्रेंड. करेक्ट. वन मोर क्वेश्चन बेस्ड अपॉन दिस only. How much static and how much dynamic part exists in your PubEd optional? Static and dynamic part of the PubEd optional.
Sir, I would say that static, because optional subject is defined. So in paper one, mostly it comes from the conceptual and static part itself. But there are certain current topics which may be linked to the static itself only. Paper 2 is more of dynamic nature.
True.
But in that case also the subject is defined, because public administration paper 2 syllabus is itself vast that it covers the current topic also.
Absolutely, you answered in a perfect way, because paper 1, where we have the thinkers, Taylor has already said nothing changed now in the words of Taylor, isn't it? So those foundation parts, thinkers part is always static, and the Indian administration also, the constitutional part will remain static.
Yes,
how you implement the provision, only that part is going to become a dynamic one. So we can say around 70% plus syllabus is static and 30% of the syllabus can be considered dynamic.
Yes, sir.
Because there is a reverse trend and words in the market that PubEd is more dynamic than the static part. That's why I asked you that what was your experience about the static and dynamic part, because that gives confidence to the young aspirant that it is more static with limited dynamic parts, and if we have prepared the notes one time, we can use it for multiple times in the years we are preparing. You have to make the notes again and again every year from the scratch, because static part is more than the dynamic part.
Dynamic part, yes, sir.
Because that is where the foundation, that is where the subject is needed in order to get foundation.
Yes, sir. But static is strong, then you can score well in public administration.
Absolutely.
So I have went through this, and I would definitely say that if your static as the concepts are strong, you can easily link it with dynamic also.
Absolutely true. Because to link with the dynamic or application part, I should have at least the basic understanding of the subject. If I don't know the subject, how will I start thinking and linking it with the current updates of the country?
Definitely.
You rightly said on that particular point. Now, just one more last question regarding this. How many attempts, Aditi, you have given with respect to this optional subject or with this UPSC journey? How many times you have appeared, and what stage you have achieved in each of those attempts? Just a small insight, because many times it is said that I want to give the paper, but we do not define that how many attempts I want to give.
Yes, sir.
And then we become slightly lethargic with respect to the coverage. But if I make this point for myself, for my younger members, siblings in the family, or my students in the family, I always suggest that, see, you make a time limit that I have 2 attempts. ऐसा नहीं है बाद में नहीं दोगे, but first give 100% to these first 2 attempts only, so that you will become more productive. You will be doing optimum use of these 2 resources, and then the destiny we all have differ in terms of happy. With the respect to this only, I am asking this question, that how many attempts you have given and what stages you have achieved in those attempts. Right.
Sir, this was my 4th attempt, but my first mains and my first interview itself, I was not able to clear prelims 3 times.
You have answered all the questions wonderfully, Aditi, and I wish you all the very best and all the brightful future to work as an administrator. And do you have a plan to further appear for rank improvement, or you are satisfied by what you have achieved?
So it will be based on my future further plans, because this year I'm not giving any attempt. I want to take a break, because at 4th attempt it is
you are studying from last 3 years. Absolutely.
So last 4 to 5 years.
True, because this was the attempt. So technically 5 years may have been completed, right?
Yes, sir.
By this rank, hopefully we may be able to get this Indian Police Services All India, if that is available, because usually IAS may have just 90 seats.
Yes, sir. IAS would be missed.
IPS may have also around 150 seats.
Yes, sir. This year the IPS seats are less.
Yes, and IFS also will be just 30 only.
Yes, sir. So 22. There are 22 IFS.
After all these three, the thing which will be possibly available will be the revenue services.
Yes, sir.
Revenue, either direct taxes or indirect taxes.
Indirect taxes.
So many times it happened that when we receive this group A services, which are called central government services, we have an inspiration that no, I will be giving the rank improvement in future, because current year onwards there is a small change in the rule that if somebody has secured all India services, स्पेसिफिकली आईपीएस के लिए था वो, अभी बाकी सर्विसेज के लिए भी कर दिया है इस साल से रूल कि इफ यू आर ज्वाइनिंग सो यू मे गिव इन जस्ट वन मोर अटेम्प्ट, अदरवाइज द पर्सन हैज टू क्विट फ्रॉम द जॉब एंड देन ओनली कैन अपीयर फॉर that was the purpose of asking this question, that are we planning to give a rank improvement, because within 1 year we are able to give that rank improvement without any quitting, because one only attempt will be allowed.
Yes, sir.
If somebody is willing to give, so they might have to first quit from the existing job, and only then they might have to appear for the examination.
So that was also main point, because we only have one attempt left. So I was thinking to start afresh and then give the next year attempt, 2027.
In fact, my individual suggestion will be that, see, first go for training, because when we go for training, we will develop more administrative thought processes. We meet with various people who have a different job profiles, and we are studying already from last 4-5 years constantly. So we also want some change, and when we go for the training, we develop more better exposures, and then we have the opportunity, because every notes is available with us in an organized manner. For the optional में इससे ज़्यादा मार्क्स इम्प्रूव हो भी नहीं पाएंगे. अब जितना इम्प्रूवमेंट का स्कोप अगर बचता है तो वो होगा एक, या तो जीएस पेपर 3 होगा.
Yes, so GS पेपर 3 इंटरव्यू एंड एसे
पेपर है, राइट, और एक थोड़ा सा एसे पेपर हो सकता है, या फिर थोड़ा इंटरव्यू में स्कोप हो सकता है. 3, और इन 3 में से ना 2 ही चेंज हो पाते हैं एक बार में, एक साथ तीनों चेंज भी नहीं होते हैं.
Yes, sir. एक ही एज हो जाए तो that is also good.
राइट, तो उसका फायदा हम फ्यूचर में जरूर लेंगे. तब तक के लिए वी कैन कीप आवरसेल्फ मोटिवेटेड. मोटिवेशनल थ्योरी बहुत यूजफुल है इस पूरे प्रोसेस के लिए, एंड यू हैव the motivational theories. So wishing you all the best to have a very positive mindset and a bright future in the field of the civil services, Aditi. It was nice talking to you, and in future if we further require the discussion, I'll definitely again try to contact you to bring.
Yes, sir. Definitely, I would be very happy to help.
Thank you so much for answering all the questions in a satisfactory manner. Wishing you all the very best. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.